Hi y'all, Jeff from the Idiot Car Guys. So I'm back here. We're working on the 300E again. Remember, this is the car that was the cheap car challenge, and this car had had some issues with the exhaust and so on and so forth, and it ran and drove, and then it didn't get driven that much, and then all of a sudden it was, once it got up to operating temperature, it kind of spittered and sputtered and didn't work. So what we've done is I pulled out, or my daughter's boyfriend pulled out the fuel system, or fuel pump system, and this has got two fuel pumps, and then of course the fuel filter, and this is the accumulator. All of this stuff, the original pumps in there were all rusted, and just everything was just, it was a mess. In fact, it was leaking so much that the gas was just completely leaking out. Well, last weekend he got it all out. Well, now we're trying to put it all together, except we're having a problem with this hose. We ended up cutting it just to get it out of there, and this connection there, where it goes into the body, into the lines that go up to the engine compartment, he's having trouble getting that loosened up so that we can replace it. Now, I didn't order this originally. I ordered the fuel pumps and the fuel filter. Didn't order the accumulator because I don't think that was the issue. I do know there was one fuel pump that was actually non-operative. So more to come, but as we struggles to get this off, once we get this new hose back on, then we'll put this all back together, and then since we have no gas in the gas tank, we'll go get some gas, put it in, and we'll try and start it. But we'll get back to that after a bit. We're going to pause the video while we continue to do some work on this. Thank you. Okay, y'all, we're back, and we're getting some gas put in the car. We're going to start it here in just a minute, but meanwhile, I'm going to wipe a little gas off the body. I'm going to put about 5 gallons in there so that that way it actually has some pressure to build up. The other thing on this, we'll know when we hit the key, because it's obviously, this is a gravity flow from the tank down into the fuel pump or pumps, and then the fuel pumps send it up to the throttle body, or the Jetronic fuel distributor. So as soon as we get all the gas in here, we're actually going to go around, and I'll give it a see if it starts. I'm going to go ahead and take the battery tender off. All right. Checking to see if there's any leaks. Funnel out, put the gas cap on. All right, now the moment of truth. We're going to see if this thing actually starts. Okay folks, and we're back. So the other day, it's been a few days since working on the 300E and its fuel issues. Did want to kind of go over what we've been doing since then. So the car actually starts and it runs, but it takes a while for it to accelerate. It's like it's choked for fuel. So I'm going to start it up right now, and I'm going to back it up a little bit. There's one thing that I've already ordered to put in the car. I ordered a fuel pump relay just to see if that was it, but there's also an overcurrent protection relay. I've ordered one. It hasn't come in yet, but I'm thinking one of the two, if not both of them, might be the issue, because this is a problem that just occurred. But did have the fuel pump issue, which I did know about, and so we got those changed out, and we've got a good constant flow of fuel. I have driven this to the gas station and did put some more fuel in it, so right now it has a lot more fuel in it than what it's ever had, and it hasn't leaked, so we're good to go there. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how well it starts right off the get-go. And just like that, she fires right up, and it stays running, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in reverse, and as long as I'm at idle, it'll actually back, I mean, it actually moves under its own power, but I believe there's still, you know, some sort of an issue with the fuel pump or whatever. Now, I'm looking at the dash. There's no lights on. This car, when it gets warm, the check engine light comes on. I relate that to the lack of the O2 sensor that's in front of the catalytic converter. I'm not sure, but at this point, the car ran great up until just recently, and consequently, that's what started me with the fuel pumps and things of that nature. So we'll go from there. I'm going to pause the video again, and then I'm going to open up the hood, and we're going to go and see if we can change out that fuel pump relay. Okay, we're back. Now that I got the car over here, and I had to go find my parts, got a little box here that something else that is common on some of these cars is the voltage regulator. Now, I'm not going to change that today, but I am going to, since the fuel pump relay is pretty simple, and we can actually take and see a result out of it, I am going to change it. And so I had ordered it, and it came in, and here it is. Quite a big piece here, you know, a little part. That goes in back here behind the battery. And by the way, this battery on this car is probably a little undersized on it, based on you know, other Mercedes that I've got. But this fuel pump relay is supposed to be back here, and I don't see it or feel it. Now, there is the over protection, or the overcurrent protection is also, you can't see it here, but let me go ahead and get the camera and I'll show you where it's at. The overcurrent protection is right here, and yeah, I would venture to say it may be bad, but the fuel pump relay is supposed to be back here behind behind the ECU or ECM, but I'm not seeing it. May have to do a little bit more research on that, find out where that's at. So I'm probably going to pause the video here. Let me do a little bit more digging, but it's not there, and I don't see. That's the main harness. There's something stuck down in there that I don't know what it's for. Pretty dirty in here. I wonder if this fuse in this overcurrent protection is. There's a fuse in here. I wonder if it's any good. And we'll check that out here in a bit. I'm gonna pause the video and we'll pick it back up here in a little bit. Okay, we're back. So I went and did a little research, got on the internet. A wonderful place. So this car does not have a fuel pump relay. It has, folks, a mass, and it's right here, and it clips in there, and this could be part of the issue. I don't know. That's not a cheap part. So more to come on that. We'll probably kind of let that be for the moment. I did order the overprotection circuit relay, and on this car, when I had the exhaust put back in, or had the exhaust put back together, back when, on the cheap car challenge, this car, he didn't put in the O2 sensor that I took to him. So I'm wondering if that's causing some of the problem. I do know when the car warms up, it does throw the check engine light, but it immediately goes off, when the car cools off. So more to come on that. I think what I'm going to do is, I went and put one of those mass devices in my watch list. A used one, supposedly guaranteed. It's pretty local. So I might get that. It's $80. I'm going to do a little more chasing. I'll probably get an O2 sensor and get that hooked up and plug that. The connection plugs are underneath the passenger front seat floorboard. So more to come on that. We'll keep you up to date. Hey y'all, welcome back. So, I got to thinking last night while I was kind of tinkering around with this and checking for the mass and the fuel pump, the fuel pump relay. But I got to thinking, one of the most basic things that a guy could do in troubleshooting would be, let's look at the spark plugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple of plugs, just randomly pull a couple of plugs, just to see what, how they look. And then we'll go from there. Maybe that's part of the cause of the reason why the car is not running. So I'm going to pull off. Well, let's just pull off the first cylinder here. Let's just see what it looks like. And let's take a look at the plug. I mean, I do have a distributor cap that I do know I probably do need to change it. But you got to take the whole fan clutch off in order to get to it. So I'm going to hold off on that until it's actually really necessary. But let's just check this out and see. Let's see what's going on. Well, goodness. There we go. All right. So in looking at this plug, this one seems to be a little fouled. Gap looks okay. Let's wipe it off here. Not really any oil deposits. And just for the sake of argument, I'm going to check the gap at 0.035. Now this one's a little greater than that, but let's get it at 0.035. All right, that one doesn't seem to be too bad. Let's go ahead and put it back in, and let's pull another one. As far as warranting the, or the plugs needing to be done, that one doesn't give me an indication that, it's been fouled or they need to be replaced. Now remember, this car ran fine until just recently. So let's go ahead and pull cylinder number 2, get it out the way. And by the way, when I started it up this morning and backed it up here, it continues to get a little bit better. So I'm just wondering, with the way it has been sitting, maybe I need to run some seafoam or something in the fuel lines just to clean them up, because it could have been, partly that it's been sitting a while. Now this plug looks pretty good. Gap seems to be a little bit about the same. Let's just, and I don't know what the gap specifications are, but I'm just going to use the 0.035 for now, just to have a baseline. That one's right on, so let's go ahead and put it back in. Oh, as I'm looking here, I see cylinder number 4, the rubber boot on the spark plug wire, looks like it's torn. That could be a problem. All right, let's plug this one back in. Now I've already pulled number 3 just a bit ago, and that's the reason why I decided I'm going to do this video. Number 3 was gapped at 0.015, and I don't even know how a spark got through there, because it was that close. So I'm not going to do number 3 because I've already done it. But number 4, as I pull this off, I see some of the rubber sheathing has come off and it's torn. So we could be getting, a short to ground. We could have, some spark hitting the actual, the manifold. So let's take the plug out and let's just take a peek here. So I may have to get a set of spark plug wires. Well, and I'm looking down at number 5. 5 looks okay. 6 looks like it's torn. So, and these plug wires look like they're actually fairly new, and I thought that when I bought the car, and so that was a reason that I didn't go ahead and spend the money at the time. But now I'm thinking maybe I should have, and some of the problems were just a simple problem. I don't have a rubber boot inside my socket in order to get the plug out, so got to reach in there. This plug, now this one seems to be gapped way too much. That's more than 0.03. That's quite a bit more. Oh yeah, I can wiggle that. So whoever did these plugs the last time certainly didn't pay attention to gap. So this one, we're gonna, like I said, we're going to set the standard at what did I say? 0.035. What do I have up here? .032. Where's my 035? Okay, there we go. Well, I'm just going to have to hit it just a little harder. Oh, good grief, Jeff, come on now. There we go. Got to put a little bit of leverage behind it. But with this, these plug wires, the way they're looking, or this one boot, that could cause some issues. And simply putting electric tape on it's probably not gonna, you know, fix the issue, because the electricity is already leaking out of. But a new set of plug wires will be in order for sure. Yep, I'll bet you that's leaking electricity. This one, get number 5 out. Well, there we go. Now this one's a little dirtier. Gap pretty close to the same as the last one. Let's just take a, yep. There we go. But overall, this one's a little bit more I mean, the diode's in good shape. This has got a little bit more carbon buildup on it. So this cylinder could be definitely would be an indication that a plug change wouldn't hurt. All right. Yeah, this one's chewed up too. It's almost, yeah, this one you can actually see the metal through that. So it's probably grounding out. So we'll have to definitely look at getting plug wires for it. And maybe this car can actually, we can put it on the road as a reliable daily driver. I do need to get the oil changed in it. I'll probably have a local garage here do that, since they can dispose of the oil easier than I can. I've got several gallons of it sitting there that in this cardboard next to me from several oil changes on pickups that be nice to be able to get rid of it. So this one here, this plug, is also has a little carbon buildup on it. Gap is about the same as the rest of them. So, but again, the last two cylinders really could use, you know, probably a plugs change. So I may have to just get online and get them ordered, because obviously not that difficult to change, because they're right here. Then that would coax me to go ahead and change the distributor cap and rotor while I'm doing it, since I got to pull the clutch fan in order to do that anyway. So might as well do it all. But we'll see here. That one plug that apparently that was the only one that in the mix that had to make the gap much bigger. That must have been the only one. But these plug wires that have got the rubber boots are cracked and broken. That's not a good thing. So tell you what, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and start this car, and let's just see if it happens to smooth out and do a little bit better. So here we go. Folks, it sounds smooth, but when you get out on the road, it seems to have a little loss of power. So I'd have to test drive this a little bit, but so far it really actually sounds pretty good. There's not much of a miss. The engine's actually really smooth. Let's see if we have. I'll leave that there. I don't know, folks. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm going to pause the video for now. I'm going to look at something else. Oh, by the way, as it's a nice sunny November day here in Nebraska, I even dug out the diesel, giving the battery a little charge. She needed to see a little sunlight today. So there you have it, folks. We'll get back, a little bit more to come as we continue troubleshooting. Thank you. All right, we're back. So I just took this out for a test drive, and lo and behold, each time I take this out and drive it, it's driving better. So I think a lot of it is there could be still air in the fuel lines. Those two plug wires are probably, I'm going to have to get new plug wires, because if the rubber is all cracked and dried out, chances are inside there the wires are just deteriorated. So I'm going to order new plug wires. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double check to make sure I have got. Where did I leave it? Maybe it's in the trunk. Oh, no, it's not. I swear I ordered a distributor cap for this, but I'll find it. But I'll make sure I've got the distributor cap and rotor. I'll do that. Other than that, I mean, she's got some older tires on her, but she seems to drive pretty good. And, you know, tell me what you all think. Is it a keeper now, or is it a, you know, I'd like to sell it? I mean, I found a car I want. I need to sell this in order to get the one I want, because it's going to take some more work. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I can't keep collecting all of these cars. As you see, you know, the old diesel sitting back here, getting the battery charged up a little bit. I'm going to take it out on the highway, stretch its legs a little bit, and go put some fresh diesel in it so it can have some good diesel stored in it over the winter. And we'll just go with there. That car needs to be driven. This car needs to be driven. The 560, I stretched its legs a week or so ago. It drives out good, although I need to get some fresh gas in it. I mean, I don't drive these. I've got a company vehicle, so I don't drive these as often. So why do I need them sitting around? This one here could be enjoyed by somebody. It's a good car. It's got a little rust, but it's a good car. Put your comments in the comments line. Tell us what you think. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.